Alright, much Abrew about nothing time. Playing some Tezzerator in Modern. Oh my goodness. We have the combo, but we only have a single land. I think we gotta mulligan this. We do not have the combo, but we have a Thirst for Knowledge. Think we want Black Sun to the bottom for now. Darkslick Shores, goo. Wooded Foothills for our opponent. And a Forest. And Gitaxian Probe. Gets to see our hand. Looks like we're up against Infect. Glistener Elf for our opponent. And passes. Removal, please? Alright, well, Darkslick Shores. Play some Mana Ramp. Play Executioner's Capsule. So it is removal, but it's a little slow. We could die this turn. I mean, I guess this forces our opponent to play around it, but it's removal they can see coming, which makes it probably a little worse. Breeding Pool, untap down to 15. Noble Hierarch for our opponent. Gonna get in with Glistener Elf for 2. I'm assuming they're not gonna tap out here. Alright. We could use even more removal. Another Glistener Elf? Yikes. Well, let's just play the Swamp, pass the turn. See if we can keep ourselves alive. Kinda questionable. Inkmoth Nexus. Jeez, all the Infect creatures over there. Opponent trying to decide if they want to attack with 2 or 1. They have Exalted, so the damage is kind of the same. Attacking with 2, I don't know, lets them split up pump spells. And it's not like we're attacking them, so they might as well. Alright, opponent just takes it. Or we just take it. They don't throw any pump spells at their creatures. Oh my goodness, this is the most Infect creature heavy hand I've ever seen. Thirst for Knowledge. Discard Darksteel Citadel. Well, Tezzeret isn't going to do it here. Thirst for Knowledge. Discard Sword of the Meek. Play Polluted Delta, pass the turn. I would be amazed if we live through this turn. Better crack this Polluted Delta so they can't do anything in response. Get an island, pass the turn. Just so many Infect creatures. A lot of times when this deck struggles, it's because they don't draw enough Infect creatures, not because they draw too many. But too many is going to work here. We're on a 2-turn clock, and that's if they have nothing. We're just dead to any pump spell. Plus a protection spell. Cracks Windswept Heath. Gets a Forest. Oh, in fact, there's a Groundswell. I mean, all we can really do is try to Executioner's Capsule. I'm assuming this means they also have a Vines or Apostle's Blessing or something. Yep, there's the Vines. Alright. Well, many Infect creatures that game. Have to see if we have anything in the sideboard. Disfigures can come in. Maybe Counter Squalls and Negates potentially. Ensnaring Bridge potentially. And maybe Duress. What can we go down is the bigger question. Spellsight's very good. Maybe we go down our Ramp. Doesn't seem great. It might go down Black Sun Zenith. Seems... It can be good, it's just so slow against this deck. Also doesn't hit the creature lands. Maybe something like this. We're kinda somewhat artifact light. I guess we're still alright. Yeah, let's try it like this. We're not gonna get to play Tezzerets as quickly, but we get more removal, which is where we want to be against Infect. Alright, game 2 against Infect, and... Jeez. Ooh, okay. Well, we're on the play, which is good. We have a Thirst for Knowledge, which can be good. We don't have any removal, though. Counter Squall is also decent. Well, that's Verdant Catacombs. Pass the turn. Try to start getting some lands out of our deck. Alright, no one drop for our opponent. So, Verdant Catacombs, let's get Watery Grave tapped. There's a Dismember. So let's play the island, pass the turn. Dismember makes me feel a little better about this hand. Means if our opponent just plays like a Blighted Agent, we can just kill it. Ink Moth for our opponent. And Blighted Agent. Alright, so let's Dismember Blighted Agent. Play a Swamp. Let's Vault Scourge. Pass the turn. Leave up Counter Squall. Wooded Foothills cracks it. What we'd really like to find is a Tezzeret. Another Blighted Agent for our opponent. Yee. And a Hierarch. Well, Sunken Hollow. Pass the turn. At least we have a Counter Squall to stop something. Opponent gets in for 2 Infect. Plays a Windswept Heath. Alright, let's Thirst. If our opponent counters it, they counter it. Ooh, okay. Discard Darksteel Citadel. There's a Foundry. I think we need to get rid of, or try to get rid of this Blighted Agent first. Play an island. Play Executioner's Capsule. Pass the turn. Now we just got to get in a situation where Counter Squall plus Executioner's Capsule gets rid of this Blighted Agent. Maybe we do it right now? This way, if our opponent uses a pump spell, they got to do it on their turn. They go with Apostle's Blessing. Well, I guess this is the fight. Counter Squall Apostle's Blessing. Alright. Whew, okay. We got the unblockable Infect creature off the table. We also have Thopter Foundry in our hand. So things are sort of shaping up. Do we block here? I think so. So let's just block. Another Ink Moth. How worried are we of dying? 6, 7. We're dead to become immense. We're dead to become immense no matter what. Well, let's Tezzeret. Take up. Maybe we can find a Spellskite. That's what we really need. There's a Spellskite. Okay. Whew! Alright, there's a Spellskite. Put the rest to the bottom. Play Academy Ruins and Spellskite. Pass the turn. Now our opponent has to deal with our Spellskite before they can kill us with Ink Moths. Fires up the Ink Moth. Fires up the Ink Moth. Goes at us for 2. Alright, we take it. There's a Glistener Elf. We could also just find the combo here would be decent. Polluted Delta. Well, let's Polluted Delta. Crack Polluted Delta. Get a Swamp. And let's just pump up Tezzeret. So I'm going to put something on our top of our library. There's Sword of the Meek. Alright, now I'm feeling good about where we're at. Put the rest to the bottom. One, two, three, 4. So, Sword of the Meek. Thopter Foundry. Pass the turn, and we're pretty close to just winning now, actually. We can make 3 Thopters this turn. Also gives us another blocker. And then we just make all the Thopters we can and drain with Tezzeret for the win. Here comes the Ink Moss. Or an Ink Moth. They might want their triggers from Hierarch. Goes after us. Alright, let's sack sword. Get a Thopter. Get back our sword. Sack sword. We're gaining life in the process. Not that it really matters in this matchup. Get back our sword. That's fine for now. Block with a Thopter. Alright. I think we just have Tezzeret ultimate win. Sack the sword. Get it back. Opponent cracks Windswept Teeth. I guess they could kill something here. We get a Vault Scourge. Well, Polluted Delta. Vault Scourge for 2 life. And our opponent scoops it up. They know that we're going to get there with the Thopter Foundry. Yeah, I think we're just going to run it back. Alright, we got a removal spell and a spell skite. Which is pretty much where we want to be. Breeding Pool for our opponent, untapped. And there's a Glistener Elf. Well, we'll see how fast our opponent can kill us. Let's just Polluted Delta, crack Polluted Delta. Get a Island. And Vault Scourge, paying 2 life. We will snap off a block here. Ugh, Pendelhaven means we can't. Noble Hierarch for our opponent. Noble Hierarch. Well, now we can just kill the Glistener Elf, which is actually pretty good. So we take 3. So Darksley Shores, and just right now, while we got the chance, get rid of Glistener Elf. While our opponent's tapped out. And we might as well get in for 1. This might be a game where we'll see what our opponent does. What it's looking like right now is Spellskite into Tezzeret. Maybe just make Vault Scourge a 5/5 and try to win that way. Opponent. Going Noble Hierarch aggro. Okay. Sure. We take 2. Cracks Wooded Foothills. Gets a forest. Do they have another infect creature? Ooh, there's Blighted Agent. Well, we'll see. Let's Polluted Delta. Spellskite. Might as well get in for 1. And crack Polluted Delta. That's a Nature's Claim. We might just be dead here. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're dead to a pump spell. I guess we got to see what our opponent's last card is. Pumps up on the Blighted Agent. The other problem is we don't have anything to deal with it next turn. Opponent gets in for 4. So we got to draw a removal spell here at its game. And that doesn't do it. Alright. Wow. Oh. Good old Infect. Making everything unfun.